Most of My Hero Academia fans know the popular theory of Dabi being a member of the Todoroki family, but there's another family-centric theory surrounding the hit anime series that has just as much merit. Of course, we're talking about the theory that All For One is in fact Izuka Midoriya's father. It sounds crazy at first, but it becomes more believable with each bit of evidence that comes to light. So, let's take a look, shall we? The center of this theory starts about Izuka's father, and it's this absence and lack of details that actually help fuel the theory that he is in fact All For One. How so? Well, the character's absence is a little strange. For one thing, there are no pictures of Hisashi around the Midoriya household, and beyond the first mention of him, there hasn't been any further reference to the character. Furthermore, has a mustache and unique-looking goggle-like glasses. Now, take a look at the doctor that has been tending to All for One's severe wounds. He also has a noticeable mustache and unique goggles. Could it be that the doctor who works for All for One also poses as the pediatrician that tends to all the offspring of All for One? If this was the case, it would explain a lot, and it makes this whole theory sound very, very convincing. So basically, it works like this. All for One's having kids to develop new quirks, or to power up the quirks of himself and the women he's having the kids with. Also, he can steal the quirks of the children when they're born. We imagine he's doing this with and to a number of secret families he has all over the country. Yes, we know it'd be super messed up if this was true. And in order to cover his tracks, he's done two things: manipulate the women's memories and use this doctor to tell the children they were just born quirkless, using fake x-rays to back this up. If this is true, then it would be a pretty huge twist, elaborate both within the context of the story and in terms of Horikoshi's writing skill. The aspect of this theory still works even if you tone down the extremity. Let's say All for One doesn't have a quirk factory in the form of multiple families across Japan. Let's say it's less intense than that, and Inko and All for One actually had a meaningful relationship, one that was cut short by one or both of the following reasons. He either found that his son Izuku, who had a powerful quirk that he wanted so much he was willing to steal from his own child and cover it up, or his injuries from his fight with All Might left him so disfigured that he left his family and went into hiding, claiming that he was working abroad to cover it all up. The second situation stretches things a bit, especially since the villain doesn't seem like the type of person to start a family. But both situations in general work to fill in some of the gaps of this theory, especially when it comes to the Doctor, who really brings the whole theory together. Izuku being the son of the world's greatest villain, being trained by the world's greatest hero to become a great hero himself, presents the perfect, strong thematic contrast. And if this turns out to be the case, it'd create a fantastic twist. But that's only half of the equation, and Tomura Shigaraki is the other half. Many know that Shigaraki is the grandson of All Might's teacher and one of the previous users of One for All. Thus, the descendant of one of the world's greatest heroes became a villain. Knowing Horikoshi's writing style, it wouldn't be the craziest assumption to think that he would also make the son of the world's greatest villain destined to be a great hero. If this was the case, then there'd be another great thematic contrast between the two, both rejecting their heritage to carve out their own super-powered paths. All for One being Izuku's father sounds ridiculous, but then you think about it and it does seem possible that this is what Kohei Horikoshi is planning. After all, the guy loves Star Wars, and the classic twist of the films would fit in with his MO. Furthermore, Izuku's father being absent leaves a lot of questions up in the air, all of which conveniently get answered by the concept of this theory. There's also the fact that the thematic contrast of having a major villain be the father of a great hero in training who fights a villain who's the descendant of a great hero would be powerful and deep, tying into the overall theme of Izuku's character that you can be more than what you start as, be it for good or for evil. And there you have it. That's all the evidence we have for this theory, but there's still one more thing to explore regarding it: how it would work for the story. From our perspective, we think it could be an interesting development to learn that Izuku's father has been All for One the whole time, and if it's revealed properly, it could be a great way to lead into a final arc. But it would definitely have to happen towards the end of the series, if there's a planned ending in mind. It would also serve to further the theme of the series, which, as we just mentioned, is the idea of not letting what you are determine who you are. It'd be the ultimate test for Izuku, a trial to show if he truly has escaped what he is to become who and what he's always wanted to be: a hero who rescues others with a smile and a powerful sense of justice. If Izuku finds out that he's the son of the world's greatest supervillain, then he might have a moment of doubt, a moment where he breaks down after realizing that he came from a man so bent on bringing chaos and acquiring power. But knowing Izuku, he'll fight through it and fight against All for One, ignoring his connection to him to fight for what he believes in: justice and protecting others. So, what did you think?